It's brilliant because we're here for the launch of the latest Charge My Street charge points here. Working with Edenhausen, a great local housing association, who've given us a couple of spaces in their car park, put the charge point in. But what I'm really super excited about is the e-bike charger that we've got on this charge point. Because everyone's always asking us, can you charge e-bikes on them? And now we can say, yes, we can charge e-bikes. Fantastic. E-bikes can move people around with a lot less impact and a lot less power than electric vehicles. So the more people we can get on bikes, the better. E-bikes open up that audience, so it's a lot bigger, because you don't have to be really fit, you don't have to be wearing your lycra, all that sort of stuff. You can just get on it, go to the shops. You don't even break a sweat, even going up some of the biggest hills in Cumbria. Edenhausen Association have been fantastic to work with on this project. Great that we've got this site here, which is so close to some main routes into Penrith, and enables all the people who live around here, people who work at the hospital, place to charge up, and hopefully helps them make that shift to low carbon travel. We've seen the rapid chargers going in at motorway services, some of the big supermarkets. But what people are really looking for is something that's a few minutes walk from their home, so they can just charge up overnight, or in the afternoon when it's a sunny day and the electricity's cheap. So you can see there's like terraced houses over there. People don't have their own driveways. They're going to need some sort of community facility like this if they're going to make that switch to EV and get that get those vehicles start to reduce their carbon emissions.
Well, I think apart from the practicalities of being a place where you can actually charge your e-bike if your battery's running low when you're coming in to work, to school, for shopping, but it also makes a statement that cyclists, whether it be on e-bikes or non-assisted bikes, are welcome here. And I think that's particularly important for Penrith, because it lies on the C2C cycle route, which is the UK's most popular long-distance cycle route. It makes sense that if you're putting a charging point for cars in, then you've got the hardware and the software there and the power, then include bikes as well. It's becoming more and more apparent that in sustainability terms and climate change issues, transport has a very large contribution to our carbon footprint, and an increasing one actually. But it's also, there are health and obesity problems and air quality problems, and the way we travel is key to solving these big long-term problems, and cycling and walking can be part of the solution to all those issues.
I'm delighted here at Edenhausen Association to give the land up to be able to do that. Excited to see what happens. Not an expert at all, but through friends at CAFS, they've introduced the idea of having an electric charging point here that would be open to the public as well as our staff and visitors. So really excited about seeing what we can do here. It's been very smooth along the way. We've had any questions that we've had, we've been answered. So I'd say the process has been very, very smooth to get to this point. In terms of being a community organisation ourselves, we felt that really it was a no-brainer for us in terms of introducing something like this in a car park, making better use of the space. Electric cars seem to be the way forward, so it was why not try that.
Well, we recognise and acknowledge that transport is one of the big areas of carbon emissions. In fact, nearly up to a third of emissions are from the transport sector. And not only is that causing issues, obviously, in terms of climate change, but we know that there are huge health issues with regard to respiratory diseases as well as congestion and lots of other issues. So it's absolutely been fundamental that CAFS have needed to tackle the transport issue, and we've been just really excited and delighted to get involved with an organisation like Charge My Street, which is developing electric vehicle charge points and e-bike charge points so that we can bring those emissions down and provide some solutions.